when was the last time you cried?
Why?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
I mean, can you pick? For you, I could say it was last Friday.
No.
It wasn't that hard.
No, I cry now much more than I ever did. If I play the song, "The Christmas Shoes,"
I know.
I will cry.
I would say maybe the closest. I wouldn't say closest. I certainly didn't cry, but maybe more choked up was one of my daughters was really struggling for a while, and it was a little alarming at times, and that was upsetting in a way that I think maybe what now I'm realizing a normal person would cry. But I don't know. Things don't get me that upset. I really think it would be more something that is more, I don't know if tears of joy is the right word, but something that a feel good, like, the underdog.
Right. That's what tends to make me cry.
Yeah.
I cry very, very easily. And I mean, if I'm watching TikTok, it could be, kids getting a puppy who desperately wanted a puppy. They didn't get a puppy.
So that'll hit me.
But that will hit me in an instant. Or that guy on was it American Idol that sang Monsters after his father had passed away, and then he did it with James Blunt as a duet. If you ever go, there's a million reaction videos on TikTok of people watching this. I would love to record. I don't know if you've ever seen it, if you're familiar with it. Like, that's something I'd like to have a camera on you. I've not met anybody yet who can get through that without crying.
I'd be shocked if I did, but I'm happy to do it.
So we'll have to film that on another day and then show it.
I'd be happy to cry if I could cry.
I know.
I really wouldn't feel. I think it's a very human thing. In fact, I'd much rather cry than puke right here.
I would much rather you cry than puke here as well.
Puking. When I say I don't puke, it's weird. None of my family does.
Does this make you want to puke? If you see somebody throw up?
Nope, nothing. I have not.
Even you saying that, I can't finish this. That's how
I don't know if I've thrown up in the last 30 years.
Wow.
I probably have not. That's kids, impressive. And kids tend to puke. I don't know if either of them have ever thrown up more than twice. The baby's 2.5 and has never thrown up.
Have you fed them?
Yes.
The last time I heard this,
we're all going to puke tonight.
I was with a friend, my dear friend Richard Klein from Kansas City. We were in Florida, and we went out, and we had like all-you-could-eat crab or lobster, one of the two. And he said, "I don't feel good." We're sitting in the living room, which is like a very nicely furnished room. And I said, "Why don't we go into the bathroom? Because if you feel like you're going to throw up, you don't want to throw up on all this nice furniture."
Yeah.
We go into the bathroom, and he's telling me, I don't know why we're in the bathroom. I said, "Because you're going to wreck some furniture if you throw up on it." And he says, "I haven't thrown up in 35 years." I said, "Well, that's a long time." He says, I've only thrown up once that I could ever remember.
Wow.
As he's telling me about this, as if a fire hose had been attached to his mouth.
I remember that.
A stream of vomit comes out of his mouth that's maybe 8 inches across.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't
Like in the
stop.
movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like the way penguins shit at the zoo.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a wider strain.
I've never watched the penguin shit at the zoo. Now I feel like I have to.
Oh, they really, they can.
No, well, this is coming out of his mouth, obviously.
Yeah. As vomit tends to.
But I don't know what to do. Finally, I have to, he's sick, obviously. I have to then clean up the whole room, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
You cleaned up that whole room?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
He was the only person. What was he going to do?
So Rich gets better. Rich is a wealthy guy. He could have hired somebody.
No, I know.
You hear that, people? Terry Crouppen, you think he's sitting in some castle somewhere when his best friend throws up? When his best friend throws up, he does like what everybody does.
He sits in his...
He grabs every towel in the house.
Wait. I was going to do this in a... what's his name? Sean Connery book.
Okay. And then let's move on, because I've got a very wet sandwich to present to you.
Castle.
That's it.
Yes, Miss Moneypenny.
That's it.
Wow, you're turning into Ron Brown.
No, do you do any... You do.
Used it, yeah.
Do you do any imitations?
Certainly you must do something.
Yes, Miss
I'm
Moneypenny.
sure I do. I'm trying to think Who I can imitate.
I could tell you who you can imitate. Somebody crying.
No, I could imitate that.
Can you though?
I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I have to say this.
I think I could convince you that I'm crying.
Off the top of my head, I think it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
I don't see how it could be a good thing.
It's not good.
Well, I don't know.
Either you're holding an emotion, or
Here, him your plate.
or you're a sociopath.